The Charlottetown Conference. In 1864, leaders from New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Prince Edward Island were going to meet in Charlottetown. They wanted to talk about a union of their three colonies. The maritime leaders listened to the plan to unite the colonies. The Maritimes were New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Prince Edward Island. They eventually drafted or created the 72 resolutions. These were the foundations or building blocks for a new country and a new government. First, though, the rest of the country had to agree. Most of the people in Canada West were in favor of union. So people in Canada West wanted everything to combine under one federal government. This was not the case in Canada East. Many Canadians worried that English Canadians would control the new country. George Etienne Cartier disagreed. He believed that federalism would give the Canadians control over matters that affected them directly. Francophones, which were the French-speaking people, received promises that their language and other rights would be respected. Although they were against it at first, New Brunswick and Nova Scotia joined the Union because they were promised a railway. Prince Edward Island did not join Confederation, which is the union of the colonies, until 1873 because they felt their small population would not be properly represented. Newfoundland felt that they would not have an influence due to their distant location and felt more of a tie to Britain. They did not join Confederation until 1949. So we can see here that Confederation, which is when Canada became a country, people joined for different reasons. So we know that Canada West, the English-speaking, they had the most population. So they wanted to join because they knew, because of representation by population, they would have the most seats in the cabinet. So that means usually they would be able to win the vote. Whereas the French-speaking or Canadians, they felt that their language and their culture would not be respected. However, because of George Brown's idea of federalism, they did join because they knew under their provincial government, they would be able to keep their culture and their language. In the Maritimes, New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, at first they were against it. However, they were promised other things such as a railway to reach out to the Maritimes, so they ended up joining.